Otilia Anton, leading network API exposure and monetization at Orange. Within my role, I have the end-to-end responsibility of bootstrapping the business opportunity around network APIs. That means go-to-market strategy, technical enablers, product strategy, and customer discovery. So it's really the end-to-end scope of trying to set the foundation of the business on network APIs. So I've been with Orange for 12 years now in different areas of the business, from R&D to wholesale to B2B, and as well in leadership roles, allowing me to see a broader view of Orange on the international scene. I moved quite naturally into the network APIs space. I'm an engineer at heart. So first of all, it is a promise for developers and how we engage on APIs as a cornerstone of the digital economy. And at the same time, I've been very focused and interested in how our networks are evolving with much more cloud native applications, continuous integration, continuous deployment techniques, as well as what AI can do on the connectivity and how that will impact customer experience. And network APIs are at the crossroads of all this. And I see them as a foundational moment in terms of new opportunities for monetization of the connectivity and also enablers for innovation towards the larger industry. I think that with every generation, our networks have become more and more efficient, more and more powerful. And 5G comes with a promise of very low latency, reliability. And when we join this opportunity with the AI, and when we see the speed of AI empowerment and the gain in terms of efficiency this brings on a number of processes, be it for internal enterprise use case as well as external use cases, I do support the fact that it will be this junction between 5G and AI that will completely reshape the connectivity of tomorrow. I think that among the most exciting ones are on smart industry, smart mobility, impacting positively, for instance, fast delivery, last mile delivery, the way we organize events with event safety. So, for instance, we have expanded the promise of Flux Vision, which is a product that has urban analytics to engage on, to open in a predictive way population density. Like that, companies that work on smart mobility can improve their setup and trigger functionalities that weren't there in the past. So today we can call a cab, tomorrow we may call a bus, and optimize bus routes within cities. I think there's a strong element of cybersecurity and anti-fraud. The more our networks evolve, the more I would say there can be openings in the way in which we may have perpetrators on Wi-Fi or IoT devices or devices that are brought to the network. So also the cases of fraud are become more complex. And I think that with network APIs, we have the opportunity to secure and provide a safer environment for customers. For instance, in securing transactional payments or making sure that the person making the actual placement within the bank is the one having the account. So especially I think that on financial services and on e-commerce, there's a lever to strengthen security in that space. Sometimes in scenarios in which we are in public transportation and connectivity is patchy, or situation in which we are in a remote work environment and we need a more stable connection or a prioritized connection. I think in those cases, it can be a really valuable promise. And personally, I believe that there's a lot of knowledge within the network and with connectivity insights, we may improve substantially the performance on some applications. Sometimes it may be for a retail use case, such as entertainment, gaming, but sometimes for professional services. So I think that little by little, we'll also see the impact of network APIs in day-to-day usage. It started very early. So I was, as a child, I was very interested about computer science. So I started algorithms at the age of 8, 9 years old, and I always had an interest on how things work and how to make them work. And so, quite naturally, within my studies, I focused on engineering and data analytics, computer science. And then I joined Orange because I found it had unique levers for innovation and improvement of the day-to-day life. At that time, video games. But the more I looked into it, the more I found particular interest on neuroscience, data analytics, genome sequencing, and I saw that there is a tremendous opportunity between computer science and applied mathematics, as well as other sciences. And when I look back, it's that what we see today with the AI impacting a very wide range of verticals. We see now that at scale, and it is quite impressive what that means for a multiple, so for telecom, but as well for medicine and other essential areas from our lives. I think that on the telecom sector, we are at this pivotal moment when we go from telco to techco. So going to a much more software native approach. There is a significant impact on cloud native and bringing more AI in the day-to-day deployments. And I think that the challenge we face most is how do we simplify these opportunities and provide connectivity in a different way in order to fuel ambient intelligence? So how can we extract intelligence from day-to-day context that can optimize, be it transportation, entertainment, work purposes in a useful way? So especially in smart cities, I think that as technology moves on, there are more and more demands and tension also on the resources we have in a city such as Paris, for instance. And I think that there really technology can bring scalable solutions to make a more responsible use and more efficient use of day-to-day services. I really enjoy spending outdoor time and also debating with friends, catching up. And that also gives me an idea of how vibrant the tech ecosystem is, how we can impact several areas. Actually, I love having coffee in the morning at the office with colleagues because it gives me the opportunity to catch up. And in the weekends, I love having coffee and reading a book. So it's part of the winding down and also getting energy for the day.